So what happened when we were here is, not mean to hijack your tour,
No,
is
please.
that it took quite some time to actually separate your mind between the two, because you kind of think if you're going to go up, you're going to go like that. If you're going to go dark, a dolphin, but it's not a dolphin. So when you sat here, you literally spend 4 hours rotating, half hour here, half hour there, half hour there, and you come back there. You're counting the whole time here. You're focusing. This is the bubble. We just looked at the bubble. The bubble must be on 0, and your half plane just kept it. It's a spirit level.
Yes.
That's all. And then you controlled your depth over here. So this hand spoke to that, and that hand spoke to that,
Bubble.
and that was it. And when he told you, you just kept the submarine level with this, and you controlled the depth with that, with whatever he said. The helm control is very interesting because they had an auto helm, and I don't know if it can move at the moment because this thing was mental. It had an automatic helm, and I don't know if you knew this,
No.
but it was hydraulically controlled.
Yes.
Okay, this is this kind of stuff. Let me check that. So
steering wheel.
when this thing was on auto helm,
Oh, there it is. Okay.
it wouldn't move like a Tesla. It would literally move like that.
Bang, bang.
So too many oaks lost their kneecaps.
Yes.
And they literally just said no more auto helm, and all you did here was look at the compass.
Yes.
That's all you did for half an hour, stare at a compass.
Yes.
And then you rotated. So on the surface they still had a plainsman and they had a helmsman because the officer was on top. And what happened, the tracker's on top and the sonar's at the bottom.
Yes. Yes.
And they came into base when somebody made something wrong and they crashed into the dock. So the plainsman had to sit there and log each and every order. It didn't come down with a radio, it came down with a voice pipe like
Yes.
this.
Yes.
And you had to write down the time, the order, both motors ahead, 4, 1 left, whatever you had to. And then over here, and this is probably the worst I made in my life, just behind here somewhere was a valve that dropped the lead weights.
Oh yes. Yes.
Where was that? It was here
I'm
somewhere.
not sure, sir. I'd like to know.
And we hit a temperature layer once, and I was on the planes. And I was literally all the way up. The helmsman does a hard right, which also forces the boat up. And the temperature, you hit cold water and you just start sinking.
Okay.
And we went down to a little over 300 meters. And this poor oak sitting here had his hand on that valve. And he just
Ready
had
to
his
drop
hand
those
on that.
weights.
And if you do that, it drops the tons of lead weights on the bottom and you go to the
And
surface.
you go to the surface.
But fortunately, we just started to slowly come up and we're like,
oh, thank you. Okay, up there,